Hi guys, my name's Rob and today I'm going to be showing you how to hyperlapse like this. You might be thinking, what the hell is a hyperlapse? A hyperlapse is essentially the same as a time lapse, except you're throwing a little bit of extra movement in there. I find hyperlapsing a great way of condensing a large amount of time into a small bite-sized snippet for your viewers. You don't even need any expensive gear, you can even do it with your iPhone. All you need is a cool location. As it's close, I'm going to pick London. As I'm showing you, I'm going to get my friend Scott to help with the filming. So first step is to pick a good location. We've come here to London and picked the London Eye. So for the smoothest hyperlapse, you need to pick a point in your frame and keep it in the same place at each interval. I've picked the centre of the London Eye here and I'm going to try and use these crosshairs to keep it in the exact same position every single time. In order to get 10 seconds of a hyperlapse on a 24p timeline, you're going to need 240 individual photos. So make sure the direction you're heading hasn't got any obstacles. Next, you need to put your camera in manual mode so the exposure doesn't change as you take each different photo. Here's the settings I've gone for, but choose your settings based upon the conditions you're shooting in. Because I'm shooting at night, I've got quite a high ISO, and as it's a manual lens, I've gone for an f8 with a 1/4 of a second shutter speed.
Take a few test shots, make sure that you've got your settings correct, and then once you're happy, take the first frame and then move your camera along one space. We had some paving slabs, so it's nice and easy to get even spacing, but if you don't, you can just use your foot or a tape measure if you really need to.
Cool, so we've taken all our photos, Scott's bored shitless, we're hungry, so let's go back to the editing suite.
So now that I've imported all my raw files, I've made a separate folder for them on the desktop. As you can see, I have 170 images to use for my hyperlapse. You then need to open your photo editor of choice. Mine is Lightroom, but feel free to use any software you like. Next, import your photos and head over to the Develop tab to then apply your edits. Adjust your image to how you like. I like to hit Auto, then adjust to my taste from there. I've added extra clarity, vibrancy, and also enhanced both the blues and the reds. As this was shot at night, I've applied some noise reduction and sharpening. I always do a lens correction when shooting with a wide angle lens to remove the distortion. So all you need to do is just pick your camera lens and the focal length, and Lightroom will do it for you. So you can flick back and forth using the backslash to look at your original image versus your new edited image. For me, I'm just going to adjust the color temperature and just bring out those blues even more. Once you're happy, hold Shift and click on the last image. Now that they're all highlighted, go ahead and hit Sync and then just click again on Synchronize. It will then paste your settings across all of your photos. Next, you need to export your images to your chosen location. And personally, I leave the file settings as JPEG, leave the quality to 100, don't limit the file size. You can reduce the resolution in Premiere Pro if you need to. Just click export, go make a coffee and come back when it's done. All my images are now imported. So I've got 170 edited JPEGs sitting on my desktop. you can quickly open them and check them. Then what you need to do is open Premiere Pro. I've created different bins for my footage, but you can import it straight in. So click import, find the first photo, so click on the first photo, then go down to options, click image sequence, and finally import. What you need to do next is drag the clip to your timeline. As you can see, it is way bigger than it needs to be. Because this is on a 1080p timeline and this is effectively a 5K file, you need to scale it down. To do this, go to set to frame size. As you can see, there's black bars either side of the image. So what you'll need to do is come over to scale and just increase that. As you can see, it's not really gone in my favor. So what I'll do is bring the position down so that the London Eye is more central in the frame. You can go up, you can go down, any direction you want to get the perfect framing. So when I get to a black bar, I know I've gone too far, and I just slowly edge it back until it's perfect. I'm then going to increase the speed just to make it quicker. So go to speed duration. I'm going to try 200%, see how that looks. Next, you need to nest the sequence. So right click and go to nest sequence. That way you can apply any effects. As you can see on the right, I've already got warp stabilizer ready to add to the clip. But if you've done a speed adjustment as well, it won't let you apply the warp stabilizer straight onto it. You'll need to nest the clip first. So I'm actually going to render this out and just see how it looks without any stabilization. Not too bad, I'm pretty happy with that. But what I'm going to do is just add the warp stabilizer effect to give it an even smoother transition. So just drag it onto your clip, and then it will analyze the background and stabilize it automatically. As my clip was smooth, what I'm going to do is come over to the effects control tab and actually bring the smoothness down to 10%. So it's going to restabilize it, so it's not quite as smooth. I'm then going to adjust around as you wish. You might want to apply a bit more smoothness, a bit less. You might want to leave it out completely up to you.
So there we have it. You have yourself a hyperlapse. You're welcome. If you learned something, hit the like button. It really does help. If you aren't already, subscribe so you can be notified of when these videos come out. If you have any suggestions, got any questions, leave it down below and I'll come back to you. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.